powering up the reactor. No.
I don't know what he's doing, Max.
I'm crazy. All right. Welcome back to another edition of Sling Pain Gaming.
Special guest, Maggie the puppy.
I'm Berto.
I'm Nims.
She's flashing. She's flashing us.
Put those away.
All right.
She's such a needy dog.
She's a needy dog. She
Yeah.
just likes to be pet. Look at those puppy dog. Those are true puppy dog eyes right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got a list from MichaelJ.
Being from the South, we love the name of this list. Well, me being from the South. You're not from the South.
I'm from the South now. I've been down here like 12-something years, 13 years.
You're not from the South.
I'm not from the South, but I'm from the South now.
Yeah, okay.
Ish.
It's called BugZapper.
BugZapper. Actually, this is a pretty cool list.
That's what we do. We just get a 12-pack of beer in the summer and sit on the porch and watch the BugZapper. Okay.
There goes another one. All right. So we have the BugZapper list. It is 7. I repeat, 7. Binayre Pirates. Scum list. They're all exactly the same. And they all have feedback array.
Hence the BugZapper.
Yep. This was an interesting list. One, you need to know how to fly swarms with this list.
Yeah, I would not be good at this list.
Yes.
Actually, I probably would. I just crash into everything. That's the point, I think.
The funny part with this list is I was thinking about it, and I had to look this up because I've never done. I usually hold patterns of 4 swarms.
7.
This has got 7 ships.
And it's coming in at 98.
98 points. Yes, because you couldn't fit anything else in.
There's nothing else you can
really fit in. But feedback array during the combat phase, instead of performing any attacks, you may receive 1 ion token and suffer 1 damage. To choose 1 enemy ship at range 1, that ship suffers 1 damage. So with the whole concept of this is you're flying your swarm, you go in, you focus fire on a particular ship. This would be great for large ships with low agility, like the Hounds. Mm-hmm. And the cool part is you
or Decimator with no agility.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, then after that is once you go past that ship, if the ship does go past you, and you can actually do the feedback array as long as they're in range 1. And the cool back of feedback array is the only negative effect about feedback array is that you actually receive 1 ion token and suffer 1 damage, but you actually dish out another damage to that.
Yeah, I mean if you can catch 1 ship at range 1 of all 7 of these ships, mm-hmm. you're gonna deal 7 damage to that ship.
Right. That's brutal.
That's nasty.
That is nasty.
I mean, even if you run, 4 and 3 in a group, you come up and just kind of surround another ship.
Just start zapping the shit out of everybody.
They don't get to roll evade dice.
No, they can't. It's 1 damage card. It's instantly 1 damage.
That's pretty nasty.
These are light ships, though. They are 2 shield, 2 hull.
Yeah,
but
they'll go down quick. But
you get the cool part is if you get the swarm, and especially with swarms, the whole thing with swarms is focus attack. And if you get within range run of this, you get to roll 3 dice. So it's just like any other ship. With low agility ships, you go in there, you focus fire. If for whatever reason you missed them, you slow it up, right? You do. I got to look this up actually. I want to see one thing about this because
let's see what their movements are.
I want to see. I'm going to load the squad here. And see what the actual movement BugZapper. There it is. Yeah, they got the 1 forward and they got the 1 soft bank. So if you keep it nice and tight after you just pass the ship, do it slow. Even if you bump or even if you're touching another ship, you can run feedback array.
That's confirmed.
I believe it's confirmed. I gotta double check it. If I'm saying that wrong, let us know in the comments. But what I've looked up, the way I've read it, is that you could still perform feedback array even if you're bumped. Because it's not a... it says, I believe when you're bumped, it says you can't perform a primary weapons attack. This is not a primary weapons attack.
Well, no, against that ship.
Against that particular ship, right.
You can't target that ship.
For an attack.
Right. So feedback array says...
During the combat phase, instead of performing any attacks, you may receive 1... It's not an attack.
Yeah. So you can't target that ship. You're
just doing feedback array.
And you just choose an enemy ship.
Let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But that's the way I've read it and what I've researched thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you can still do feedback array if you're bumped on a person, and what have you.
That'd be interesting.
Yep. Because it's not an
I
attack.
might have to buy a few more Headhunters just to give this a try.
I got 2. You got 2.
I
Just get a couple
think
more.
that's it. I don't know. That or we just figure something out, some way to make it work. But
It's an interesting list.
yeah.
But the biggest thing, so talking about formations, we're going to do some videos on formations. The biggest thing is if you do want to break it up to a 4 and 3 formation, then you can run either a box and offset, and that works fine. I was looking up and I was doing research because I did see where you can fly a formation of 6. All right? It's pretty intense and it requires some really skilled flying. And how you line it up is you have the main 4 in a box formation, and then you have the other 2 offset at a 45-degree angle starting when you first start off, just pointed at the bottom 2. And what happens, the whole idea is as this moves up, you bring these 2 around and it creates the 6-box formation or rectangle formation. The only problem is what do you do with the 7th one? I haven't figured that one out. You might have to start it maybe facing this way, but I want to see practice out and see what this looks like. But that's nasty if you can do that.
That's a lot.
And
seven ships, that would almost bring them out of range 1, right?
7 ships, if you do lined up that way, will be bringing out at range 1.
That would keep them all within range 1.
6 ships I can keep in range 1 of each other.
So that's 6 damage.
And then when they turn, the way it looks, it goes almost 3 wide and 3 wide. It's really weird when they turn. So now you have like a force line. So that's definitely still range 1, and it gets real close. But you want to almost like run into your opponent.
Yeah.
Because you want to be able to do feedback array, which is technically not an attack.
Okay.
Anyway, this was pretty cool. I'm thinking just like I want to just fly.
It's like
practice out.
kamikaze pilots,
Yeah.
for X-Wing is
Yeah.
what this is.
But it's just like it's just like a swarm of TIE fighters. If you like, I've seen people fit like 7.
Yeah,
TIE
but you're
fighters.
like intentionally hurting yourself with feedback array is what I meant with the kamikaze.
True. Oh, yeah.
You're
that's true.
dive bombing other ships.
That's true. That's true. I didn't think
So
about
imagine playing this in an epic game. You're just flying into the main ship, just zap, zap, zap.
that. Yeah. And it's a damage. It's an instant guaranteed damage.
No.
No evade dice. No nothing. 1 damage. Awesome list. So
Yeah, you can knock out a Phantom. You can knock out.
you're thinking about this.
Yeah, just got to get more Headhunters.
Yeah. You don't need to practice the swarm flying too.
That too.
It's actually a lot of people get a little mixed up about the swarm flying. It's very, very easy. It just takes practice. By yourself, do this. It's very easy. Go get a couple core sets or take a core set and cut out paper stencils, whatever you want to do. Keep it easy, right? And take the ships off the base. Take them off the base, right? You don't need to worry about firing arcs. You just want to learn how to fly. Take the plastic base, take the paper stencils, take whatever stencils or move templates you have, and start lining them up. And start seeing what you can't do and what you can do. And just start flying that formation. And leave the stencils there. Print off a bunch of them, or make copies of your stencil in the copy machine and print off a bunch of them, and then cut them all out. And just start laying it out, seeing what you can do. See how you can also rope around an asteroid flying in formation. That's why I like the offset formation too, because you can rope around a asteroid and you can line yourself up, and when you want to go back around the other way, it allows you to line yourself back up again. So it's really cool. Everybody, I see all the videos I've seen only talks about the first move of a formation. Like you're moving, move 4 up or 5 up, whatever the speed that you're going to go up and keep it straight. That's simple. Everybody can do that.
Right.
It's when you start turning is when the problem is. But every video I've looked at only shows you what the first turn looks like. It never shows you how to keep the formation
So
afterwards.
we'll show you 2 turns.
Yes, we're going to show you 2 turns. It's 6-minute abs. What happens when somebody wants to do 5-minute abs? No. Anyway, but the whole thing is practice, practice, practice. This list I think, will be a brutal list, especially if you're fighting something like a hound or something, or a decimator like you were saying before. You can chew it up going one way and then feed back the shit out of everybody else.
Yeah. Pretty nasty.
All right. How would you fly this list? How would you fly against this list? What kind of comments or feedback or tweaks, or would you play it as is? Leave it in the comments below.
Let us know. Keep watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please subscribe if you haven't. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/slingpaint, slingpaint.com. A lot of videos are up there now, too. Go check it out.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.